The Substance. This is a new body horror movie. Think about like Basket Case, especially Basket Case 3. Think a little bit about Cronenberg's pretty much his entire filmography. Think about the movie Society. That's a great movie. This is starring Demi Moore and Margaret Qualley, playing the same character but different facets. This will be no spoilers. I'm going to use my space system: story, pacing, artistry, characters, enjoyment. Each category gets a score between 0 and 2. 2's the best you can get in any of those categories. I'm going to give the storyline a 1.5. I actually really like this concept. It starts off with the concept of, it shows a little egg, a yolk, and they inject it, and then it becomes another one. So there's two of them. And the whole point is that if you inject yourself with this substance, you become like another person grows out of you, and that person is you. The way it works is that every 7 days you have to switch your, it's like you do a blood transfusion, you switch back. So if I take this, another person comes out of me and they're like the better version of me. So they'll be more attractive. They'll be, I think it's really just more attractive if I'm being honest. They're not smarter or anything like that. They're just the best features, right? So for Demi Moore becomes Margaret Qualley. And Demi Moore is this actress who is just sort of beyond her time. She does like one of those cheesy dance aerobics, kind of 20-minute workout videos, and they're kind of they're kind of done with her. So Dennis Quaid is the boss, and he's like, yeah, I'm kind of done with her, and she wants to reclaim some of that, so she becomes Margaret Qualley. But every 7 days, no matter what, you have to switch back. You can only be active in one body at a time. And the longer you take to switch back, the more damage is caused to the main host. So that's your premise. It's pretty damn cool. Why am I not giving it a perfect score of 2 out of 2 for the story? Well, towards the end, I wasn't sure if I was supposed to be kind of laughing or if I was supposed to be taking this very seriously, because it got really ridiculous in the end. Now, I personally loved it. It got so ridiculous. It was literally like, I'm like, this is like Basket Case. I thought Society is just so weird. And there is massive amounts of gore at the end. It's crazy. I thought Terrifier 3 had gore. Forget it. I mean, not gore in the sense of like violence, but just amount of blood. It's crazy. And I was hooting and hollering throughout the last like half an hour. It was awesome. So I'm not sure. I think you're supposed to be more disturbed, but the problem is that I've seen so many horror movies and so many body horror movies that it doesn't affect me in the same way it would affect probably the target audience. So if you're someone who isn't used to, large amounts of like gore and absolutely crazy, like if you Google Basket Case 3, and you're just like, oh, if you're repulsed, then this movie might not be for you. Or there's not that much in it, so it might have more meaning for you. But still, the story and concept is bloody awesome. And yeah, everything was done perfectly well. The pacing, I'm going to give it a 1.5 as well out of 2 for the pacing. It is 2 hours and 20 minutes. It does not need to be this long. This is yet another case of why is this so long? Why am I giving it 1.5 instead of like a 1? The reason is that I personally was not bored at all. But objectively speaking, this should have been shorter. This should have been, definitely under 2 hours, maybe 2 hours on the nose, and then that would have been good enough. But I personally wasn't bored. I was into it the entire time. For the artistry, 2 out of 2. Amazingly shot. The effects, the transformation effects, the violence, the grotesqueness is awesome. Right away, the shots, you could tell this was going to be a good movie. In the first 5 minutes, they have to explain how Demi Moore's character used to be a great big star and now she's diminished. And they do that by showing the Walk of Fame, like she's getting a star on the Walk of Fame, and they're building the star. And there's things going around amongst the star. So she comes in and you just see flash photography. Everyone's like, oh, hey, ooh, and just like from the top view looking down on the star. And it's like, people are like, oh, yeah, hey, hey. Her name is Elizabeth Sparkle. Oh, Sparkle, Sparkle, Elizabeth, da, da, da. And then as it goes, people are walking by and taking pictures of the star and laying down next to it and taking a selfie. And as it goes, people walk by and be like, oh yeah, she's somebody, and then walks off, and then it slowly starts to diminish where like people like are just walking past the star, don't even care. They drop food on it. The guy's like, oh crap, I dropped food. And that right there told me that this is a filmmaker who knows what he's doing. Or she, I didn't even look at who directed this. I'm sorry, I didn't even look at the director's name. I just watched it and got right into this video. I watched it last night, let it sit in my mind for a while. But the director did an amazing job of carrying that up, putting that across. So yeah, music is good, everything looks good. 2 out of 2. Characters, 2 out of 2. Margaret Qualley is going to be big time. I think it's Andie MacDowell's daughter, and she looks fantastic. And if you're a fan of hers, this is the movie to watch. If you're not a fan of hers, you're going to be after this movie. They needed to pick Demi Moore and have like a young girl be her. I'm like, yeah, they picked a good one. I mean, besides looking damn good, she's a great actress in this. It's a great role. I like Demi Moore. I kind of always liked her. She still looks pretty damn good to me. So I don't know. I don't know if she really needed to get this younger version. But anyways, that's the storyline. The point is that she and herself doesn't see herself. Great performances, and Dennis Quaid is awesome as well. But great performances with these two going back and forth, kind of almost fighting each other. I started to think like Hulk and Banner, where they're against each other. Yeah, really, really good. There's some great, I don't want to spoil anything because there's lots of stuff, but there's a point where Demi Moore meets a classmate of hers, and the classmate's like, oh my God, it's you. You're a big star. Oh my God. And at this point, she's really down on her career. And from the perspective of this guy, he's seeing her as like the greatest person ever. And you're like, right, some people are still gonna love you, right? So I don't know, it was really done well. The two of them were great. It's the conflict starts to amp up. So I don't want to get too much into it, but yeah, really good. I think for the enjoyment factor, I think I'm gonna give it a 2. I really liked this movie a lot. Yeah, you're gonna this might be a polarizing one. Some people might just think, well, this is too weird, and I just know. Some people might embrace it and be like, wow, that was actually really good. So I liked this movie a lot. I'm giving it a 9 out of 10. It's pretty damn awesome. If you like your Cronenbergs, your basket case movies, especially a movie called Society. Check out the movie called Society. I don't know what year it is. It's probably 1980 something, 88 maybe. Check out Society. And if you're into that kind of stuff, then this movie's going to be good. The storyline is much better here. I could have easily given this a 10, to be honest with you. I could very easily give it a 10. On the one, I kind of want to give it a 10 because I personally really liked it, but I'm not sure exactly. I think the story, it went in an obvious way, and it's just like, I just almost wish that they would have just done something a little bit different, or maybe make it a little bit weirder. It kind of became weird funny, and I would have liked it to become weird sad or something, or weird horrible. I don't know. Pacing, again, I wasn't bored, but 2 hours and 20 minutes, really, come on, you can edit it down. So 9 out of 10 though. Love this movie. It was great. Let me know in the comments if you saw it. That's it. Until next time.